Hi, I'm Evan Reinheimer. In this video, I'm going to walk you through applying for the Paycheck Protection Program first and second draw using Womply's new Fast Track application process. This application process applies to anyone who is self-employed, a gig worker, or receives a 1099. The entire process takes about 5 minutes, and I'm not exaggerating. What's great is this application allows you to apply for the first and second draw PPP using one application. But before I get started here, please take the time to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Just like I did with my previous PPP videos, I'll be posting updates to the program as new things develop, so you won't want to miss those. Also, please feel free to share this video with anyone who you think may benefit from it. My goal is for this to help as many people as possible. I'm also presenting this video without any monetization or ads, so that it can help as many people as possible. And while I am a member of Womply's affiliate program, this video is not sponsored by them, and I received no compensation for making this video. However, Womply was very helpful in answering any questions I had before making the video so that I can give you the most accurate information about the application process. So I have first-hand experience with it. I found it to be outstanding, very streamlined, and super fast. There have recently been many changes to the PPP that have greatly increased the amount of money that self-employed people can receive. One major thing is now, instead of your PPP loan being based on your net income, otherwise known as your income after expenses, your PPP loan amount is now based on your gross income, or in other words, your total amount of money brought in before expenses. And you can find this amount on line 7 of your Schedule C on your 2019 tax return. So even if you took a loss on your self-employment, you now may be eligible to actually receive a PPP loan based on the amount of money that you brought in that year. And this is a huge change for many of us artists and self-employed people, especially because a lot of us end up having tremendous expenses at the end of the year that we write off on our taxes. But you probably already know this, and that's why you're here. So I won't go into depth on it, and we'll get started with the application process right now. I'm putting a link to the application in the description of this video, so please click that link to start filling out your application. And if you're not ready to start your application yet, please make sure you bookmark that link so that you can come back to it later when you're ready to start your application. There's a few qualifying categories that you need to fall into in order to use the Fast Lane application. The first one being that you must never have received a PPP loan or an EIDL loan before. If you received an EIDL advance, that's okay, but not an EIDL loan. If you have received a PPP before or an EIDL loan, you can still apply using Womply. You'll just need to fill out the longer form application. The link to both applications is the same, so you can use that same link in the description here. And then there's a few things that you're going to need to complete your application. So make sure you have these things handy when you go to fill your application out. The main thing you're going to need is your 2019 tax return in a PDF format. If you have your tax return but not in a PDF format, like if you have a printout of it, you can scan it into your computer or use your phone to scan it and then convert to a PDF document. Or you can ask your accountant to send you a copy of your 2019 return in PDF format. And then you're also going to need a bank account that you can access online, which most of us have online access to our bank accounts anyway, so that shouldn't be a big deal for most people. So let's click the link to the application and get the process started here. Okay, so when you click the link in the description of this video, you're going to be brought to this page. Womply was nice enough to help me out with this, and they even kind of co-branded and put my logo up here for people who are coming through my video. We're going to go ahead and start the PPP application, and it asks what describes you or your business the best. Your business has multiple employees, or your business does not have multiple employees, and/or I work for myself. So because this video is focused on independent artists, we're going to click that we do not have multiple employees. However, if you do have employees, you can go right ahead and click that you have multiple employees, and you'll just be brought to a longer format application, but still one that's really easy to fill out. So we'll choose that we do not have multiple employees and click next. And here we're just going to fill out our application, starting with our name, email, phone number, zip code, monthly income. Here you're going to use this drop down menu to select which range you fall into per month, and then it asks if you received a PPP loan in 2020. We're going to assume that you did not. However, if you did, please choose yes. Make sure that you're answering all of the questions on this as they pertain to you, not necessarily exactly what's going on in the video here. Make sure that your answers are accurate to yourself. So we'll write in name, and then email and phone number, and we'll go ahead and click Start Application. And then they're going to ask you if the PPP fast lane is right for you. You need to be able to check off all of these qualifiers here that you've never received a PPP or EIDL loan. Now, if you received an EIDL advance, that's okay. You can still check this mark here. This is only asking if you received the EIDL loan. So if you received the advanced, you're good to go. You have a US phone number, you know your social security number, you have a bank account that you can access online, and you have access to a PDF copy of your 2019 tax filings that include your 1040 Schedule C or 1040 Schedule F. So make sure that they're in PDF format. If you have them as a printout, you can scan them into your computer and convert them to a PDF, or you can ask your accountant to send you a PDF copy of your tax return. If you can't check off one of these questions, you can still apply using Womply. You'll just need to click Apply Without Fastlane and fill out a slightly longer application, but it's still really easy to do. So we can check all these off and click Apply Fast, and then they're going to email a verification link to the email that you provided. So go and look for that email. And once that email comes through, we're going to use the link in that email to connect to our application. There's also some information in the email you might want to read through. So take a look at that, and then when you're ready, click the link in the email that they sent to verify your email address. And now your email is verified, and you can click Next. And they immediately will send you a verification code to your phone number, and you're going to enter that here and click Next. And your phone number is verified, so we can go ahead and click Next again. And this is where they're going to tell you what to expect next. First, they're going to ask for your basic information, and then to certify some key facts that you have to read. They're going to ask for demographic information. This is optional, so we'll deal with that when we get there. You're going to need to connect your bank account using your online sign-in from whatever bank that you use. You're going to need to upload your tax documents from 2019. Remember, these have to be in PDF format. And then you're going to select the amount of money that you qualify for and how much you'd like to receive, and then sign your application and submit it. So we'll go ahead and click Next. And here we're going to enter our basic information, name, address, date of birth, social security number. If you have a DBA or a different trade name, you can enter that here. And then for the date that your business was established, I know a lot of independent artists don't have an exact date that their business was started, so just make sure that you enter a somewhat accurate date here, estimated to be as close as you can to your actual start date of when you started selling your artwork, and click Submit. So your basic information is done, so we've already filled out step 1. Next, we're going to certify some key facts about ourselves. So we'll click Next. We have to make sure that we can answer no to all of these questions, so please read through these carefully and make sure that your answer to every one of these questions is no. If it is no, you can go ahead and click Confirm down below. And then this question, the answer has to be yes to. So, is the United States the principal place of residence for all employees included in the applicant's payroll calculation above? So if you're an independent artist, they're just referring to you yourself. If you do have an employee, you need to take them into account in this too. If this is true, you can click Confirm. And now we're done with step 2 already. The next step is to provide some demographics if you'd like to, so you can click Next. This is an optional step if you want to include some demographic information. It won't have any bearing on whether you get your application approved or not. So if you want to provide it, you can go ahead and press yes. For the interest of this video and keeping things quick, we're going to go ahead and skip this step. And now the next thing we're going to do here is connect our bank account. So click Next. And to connect your bank account, you need to choose the bank account that you want your PPP money deposited to, and your banking information must match the information on your application in order to be approved. They're going to use your banking information to deposit your stimulus money, verify your account, and confirm that you qualify for PPP. So we'll go ahead and click Connect. So Womply uses Plaid to link the bank account to your application. If you've ever done some kind of bank transfer before, you might have used Plaid before. They're a reliable encryption source that allows you to connect multiple bank accounts for things like money transfers and stuff like that. So they are a reliable company. If you've never heard of them before, you can trust that your information is safe. Go ahead and click Continue, and then search for your bank account information here. They list the big banks up top here. If you use a smaller bank, you can use the search function to find your bank. I'm going to have this deposited to my Chase account, so I'll click Chase. And here you're going to enter your login credentials for your bank account. So when you access your bank account online, that's the information that they're asking for here. So go ahead and enter whatever your username and password is that you use to sign into your bank account. And then to verify your identity, they're going to send you a text, phone call, or email. I'll go ahead and select text, click continue, wait for the verification code, and enter it once you receive it. And now that we have our bank account connected and we're done with step 4, we can continue to upload our tax documents. So we'll click next. So it's required that you submit your 2019 tax documents. It gives you a little warning here that you must follow these directions carefully, otherwise the application will not be processed. So we'll click next. And to complete this, we're going to need the following document. All pages of your 1040, including your Schedule C and/or Schedule F for the tax year of 2019 in PDF format. So again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the document you're going to need for this. Click next. This just explains to you what the 1040, Schedule C, and F are. Click Next. And to double check before uploading that you do include all pages of your 1040, including your Schedule C and/or Schedule F, that you do provide complete forms for 2019 only. They don't want your 2020 return, only 2019 for this application. And they ask that you do not upload documents other than the ones that are requested. So click Next. And again, they're asking you for the same thing, 2019 tax return, include all pages, upload your Schedule C and/or Schedule F. If you have multiple 2019 Schedule Cs or Schedule Fs, you can upload those as well. Must be in PDF format. They keep repeating this. This is very important. If you're scanning the document, make sure that your image quality is readable before uploading, and they say you may upload multiple files at a time. So we will go ahead and click upload here, and then we're going to navigate to where we have our 2019 tax return. Click open to upload it, and it will tell you that your upload is successful. And once it does, you can go ahead and click next. And here they just ask again, did you upload your Schedule C? So we'll click yes. And now it's asking for what information is on your Schedule C on line 7. So this is going to be your gross income, and this is where the biggest change is recently that's going to get a lot of us independent artists and sole proprietors a lot more money. In this box here, you're going to fill in whatever value is in line 7 of your 2019 Schedule C. So go ahead and write that in. This is what your Schedule C looks like, and this is where you can find line 7. So take the amount here and fill that into the box here. So once you have that filled in, go ahead and click Next. I don't have a Schedule F on my tax return, but if you do, you're going to want to click Yes here. And then they're asking here what best describes you. If you're an independent artist, you're probably going to click Self-Employed here. If you're an independent contractor or you receive a 1099, you'll click that. Or if you're a sole proprietor, you'll check that. So as an independent artist, you would probably identify as self-employed, but select the option that pertains to you, because that can vary from person to person. Now they ask what best describes your business or the sort of work you do. Make sure you fill this out as it pertains to you. There's a ton of choices here, so I'm going to look up artist. And when you type in artist here, we're going to select independent artists, writers, or performers. But again, if you're not an artist, please don't select this. Make sure you select what is accurate for you. And now our tax documents have been uploaded. So the next thing to do is we're going to select our PPP stimulus and see how much we qualify for. So we're getting to the real exciting part here. Click Next. And here it's going to tell us what we are eligible for. And it says you appear to be eligible for, and it will list your amount here. It's going to tell you your first draw and your second draw, because remember, this application, you can combine your first and your second draw PPP with one application, which makes it so much quicker and easier to receive the maximum amount of money that you may be eligible for. For purposes of this video, we're going to take both draws, the first and second draw. So we'll select the higher amount and click Next. And then there's a bit of a disclaimer here. It says important first and second draw loans. You chose to receive first and second draw PPP loans with the same lender. Each loan requires a signed application and a signed promissory note before it can be funded by your lender. You can sign your first draw loan application as soon as it's ready, typically within 24 hours. Once approved, you will sign your first draw promissory note, then your funds will be distributed into your bank account. Immediately after your first draw loan is funded, they'll email you a link to sign your second draw loan application and repeat the same process as above. Each loan will arrive in your bank account as a separate deposit, and they will notify you when the money is sent. So we'll go ahead and click I understand. And this is an overview of how the PPP Fast Lane is going to work and your next steps. You're going to sign your first draw application. After your first draw is approved by the SBA, you'll sign your first draw promissory note and receive your first draw funding. And then right after that, they'll have you sign your second draw application. Once that is signed and approved, you'll sign your second draw promissory note and you'll receive your second draw funding. How awesome and fast is that? So click next. And here's a legal disclaimer from Womply, so just make sure you read this over and select complete application. So what it basically says here is that Womply is not going to be your lender. What Womply does is it collects your information and then connects you with a lender. And they just want you to understand that here. So read this over, and if you agree, you can click complete application. And they're just going to make sure and say, are you sure you're done with your application? Once you submit your application, you'll no longer be able to make any changes. So you can click yes, submit my application. Congratulations, they've received your information. They're going to review it in the next 24 hours. And if the information you provided looks good, they'll email you so you can review, initial, and sign your official PPP application. If you have any questions about your application or there's an issue, they're going to email you. And to get back into the application, you can use the link that they sent to verify your email if you need to. So go ahead and click next here. And then there's a little did you know fact, and you can check your PPP status by clicking this button here. And it'll tell you that your status is requested. So now just wait for Womply to look over your application. They'll email you if there's any issues, and look for an email from them with your next steps. And that's it. I told you this process was really fast and efficient, so now you just need to wait for further instructions from your lender regarding signing your loan documents, and you'll go from there. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I've been working closely with Womply to answer a lot of questions that people may have. I'll also put an FAQ link in the description of the video so that you can read some of the FAQs in regards to the application process. I've done a ton of research on this so that I can be of help to the most people possible, and I really hope you found this helpful. So please remember to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to my channel. Also, please share this video with anyone who you think may find it useful. I'd like to reach the most amount of people possible so that we can all help each other out. So, as always, thank you for watching.